All right, folks, we are still here at Quakecon 2012, and I'm still Cyberpunk. Now, what I have sitting right here next to me, this is Terry, and this is Frederik. You might see that you recognize right there, Apogee. There is a new Rise of the Triad. I don't know if everybody out there watching is old enough to remember the original Rise of the Triad, but it was a fantastic game. I believe, if my history is correct, it was the first game that was produced by Apogee after the split from ID.
No, not at all. It went on their way right after Wolfenstein. They were doing Doom. There was a, Rise of the Triad was supposed to be a sequel to Wolfenstein 3D, and it was supposed to be just the continuation on of the Wolfenstein. Mm-hmm. But because they were working on Doom, they decided to go ahead and cancel the project because they didn't want two products out there competing against each other.
Right.
So Apogee back in the day, basically, they had all these assets, and they're like, my God, what are we going to do with all these assets? So they was like, well, let's go ahead and just create a new IP, and Rise of the Triad was born as a new IP.
Excellent, excellent. I also believe, if I remember correctly, that was the first shooter to feature two-handed weapons.
Yeah, it was the first shooter to feature two-handed weapons. It also was a shooter that first had the jumper pads on them.
Right.
And it was also the first shooter to have mouse look, which is actually a feature that's included in almost every single first-person weapon shooting game in existence today. So
right.
Rise of the Triad is actually quite responsible for all the modern-day shooters that are out there right now.
There you go. I mean, this really is a piece of history. Now let's talk about the new game. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Rise of the Triad, the new release, is just a reinvention of the classic Rise of the Triad from 1995. We didn't want to spoil anything from the memories of the people who enjoyed the Rise of the Triad from back in 1995. But we wanted to bring it forward in time to modern gaming world and use a new engine, and we wanted to have a really hot, fresh team to do that. And we found that team in Interceptor Entertainment with Frederik. And when he was working on a previous project, Reloaded. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say Reloaded.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw what he was doing. I liked what he was doing. When I saw that Reloaded project was being put on hold indefinitely, I pretty much just called him up and said, "Hey, I got an IP for you. Let's hook up." He signed an NDA. Next thing you know, we're working on the game.
That's fantastic. I love how it still has that feel of the original game.
Absolutely.
It's got that speed and that twitchiness, from the original game.
Right. It's fast-paced action, non-stop action, in your face. All the weapons are the same from the classic Rise of the Triad to now, and I mean,
awesome.
Everyone's talking about how fantastic the Flame Wall and Excalibur looks.
Right. Let's give us a little overview of the storyline. Game world environment.
Yeah, game world environment. A Triad is a cult is trying to take over the world, and a hunt team is sent in to stop them, and they're invoking supernatural powers, and blah 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 blah. You go in and save the day and defeat the Triad, and but you can select 5 different characters, and each character has their own unique abilities, and that was brushed upon in the 1995 release, but unfortunately the technology of the time really didn't show off that kind of personalities and the different skill levels of the characters at the time. So we're going to definitely bring that forward with our new invention of the Rise of the Triad.
Cool. Is this the first time it's been shown?
Absolutely. We didn't want to sit there and just drag it out. And we wanted to put together something for Quakecon and get it into the hands of the people right away, so they could see it, touch it, feel it, play it, give us feedback. We want feedback. We want gamers to give us feedback on this thing because gamers they're our life, and that's who we're making this game for. And there's a lot of people who've been getting a lot of good feedback. I really appreciate that. And hey,
this is a great place for that.
Absolutely. We approached id Software and Todd Hollingshead, and we said, we got a super secret project for you guys. Are you interested? And they're like, yeah, show us what you got. So we showed them what we had, and Todd was like, yes, we
very cool.
Want you here at Quakecon. And Tim Willis got involved, and they presented to John Carmack, and Carmack was like, yes, we want you here. Yes, we like this.
Very cool.
So it's a real honor to have Apogee have the first product reveal that's a non-id Software title here at Quakecon.
That's awesome. Speaking of feedback, why don't you pass in the microphone? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your involvement with the project?
Well, I'm the CEO and lead designer of Rise of Triad, and my company Interceptor is making the game. So yeah, I'm pretty much the head of the game.
Oh, you're the boss.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, we got the boss. Fantastic. So how did you hook up with these guys originally?
Well, originally we had an internal plan of games we would like to do, and among those was a remake of Duke Nukem, a remake of Rise of the Triad, and amongst other games. And when Duke Nukem was put on hold, we was approached by Terry Nagy, and he asked us if we would like to work with the Rise of the Triad's IP, and we immediately said yes. So here we are.
Very cool. Very cool. Is this your first time at Quakecon?
This is the first time, yeah.
Excellent. So what do you think?
I think it's absolutely awesome.
You like the way Southerners do gaming?
Yeah, and, it's a perfect audience.
It's mating season for the gamers.
Yeah.
They're rutting.
Getting free t-shirts.
Right. Cool. So, give us all the information about where we can find Rise of Triad, when we'll be able to purchase it, find information, websites, all that stuff.
Well, you can watch the trailer on Machinima. It's exclusive for Machinima for the first 24 hours. Otherwise, you can go to our Facebook page /Rise of the Triad, Twitter @Rise of Triad, riseoftriad.net. Find all the info there. We have a forum, Intercept Entertainment /forum.
What's the release date?
Release date is early next year. That's what we're aiming for.
Okay, very cool.
And, get in there, ask questions about the game. We'll answer them all. Most of them, at least, on our forum. We're very communicative with our fans. So
yeah. See, again, an underlying theme that's been running through all these interviews is these are folks that are going out and talking to these people that are playing these games and using this equipment and taking the things that they're saying to redesign these games.
Absolutely.
And this is why the gaming industry is what's pushing everything in the PC world, is because the gamers say we need something and somebody's got to figure out how to make it happen. Yeah. So these are some of the guys that are responsible for that. All right, cool. Well, I hope to see a lot of people playing Rise of the Triad next year on the BYOC.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys. This is Terry. That's Frederik. Rise of the Triad, guys. It is a fantastic throwback, blast from the past. It's a great game. I got to play a little bit of it. It looks wonderful, and I can't wait to own a copy of it. All right, guys. Wonderful. Thank you for anybody. There you go. There you go. Thank you, sir. All right. Enjoy the rest of whatever's left. You guys packing up and leaving out here?
Turn down the booth.
Good. You turn down the booth. You're out of here?
Turn down the booth.
Where are you guys going next?
Hopefully somewhere we can go have a nice drink and relax. Yeah. It's been a madhouse.
That's a good answer. We'll allow that. All right, folks. We're still at Quakecon. Stay tuned.